Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello there. Welcome to episode 39 of 15 Minutes of Genius. We're getting closer to that 50, and then we're going to get to 100. That is my goal right now in life, is just do more 15 minutes of genius episodes. So we're making it happen here. We are in the Manhattan Beach studios. We have a great guest today. Love her product. I have one right here. I'm going to definitely be eating it throughout this interview. So I might have some coconut and chocolate in my mouth, but I'm still going to talk. Big plug before we get into our guest. Big plug to Manhattan Beach Studios and Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. There's the bar. He's enjoying it right now. That is the Nellys Organic Coconut Chocolate Bar. Yummy, yummy. And if you ever want to reach him for any of your editing needs, photo, video, he did everything from my wedding or our wedding to our Costco box photography. That's a pretty big range right there. Weddings to Costco, right? That's just two random things that seem to work together really well. So again, make sure to contact him, anything you need. So our guest today, good friend of mine. I first met her about 4 years ago at a Slow Money event. Shout out to Slow Money and Kimberly Albright. Her name, Carla Spiropulo. Spiropulo? Okay, I got it.
Good. That's it. You got it.
It took me four times of practicing and praying that it was right. So, okay, she's the co-founder of Nellys Organics. Great chocolate bar. I have one right here. I'm going to start eating it and chomping away at it. I'm getting hungry. Tell us your story. So tell us about how you created the company. Tell us about the naming of the brand. You have your own manufacturing facility, which I find really interesting because it's hard to do that. Most brands go to co-packers. You decided to really monitor and do it yourself, and it looks like it's working really well. The quality is amazing. So tell us more about how you started Nellys and the story behind your brand.
So, we started about 5 years ago, and the company is named after my mom. My mom was Nelly, and she passed away when I was 18. It was many years later that I started to become interested in healthier food, just when I had kids. My kids were little. And so I've been making these bars for probably about 13 years. And it was about 6 years ago when I had the idea to maybe turn it into a business, because you hear that story all the time where your friends tell you that they like it. And so we went to some grocery stores in the valley where we were and asked what it would take to sell a product there. And they took them. One store was Follow Your Heart, which is a great little grocery store.
Canoga Park.
And then, I love that store. Still go there all the time. And so we kind of we really had no clue. We had no knowledge of the food industry at all. And all I had was the product. I didn't have packaging. I didn't have anything. And we started to look and start talking to people and started to think about maybe doing a co-packer. But the more I spoke to people, it was the volumes were an issue, because initially we didn't have any volumes. It was just like one or two stores here and there. Mm-hmm. So we decided to rent a little space in the valley and had a little kitchen that you could just kind of go in and make your own product. So I would go in with a couple of friends in the middle of the night. We started that way. Mm-hmm. And then about a year later, we saw that the product was doing really well, it wasn't like amazing immediately. Sometimes I hear those stories about people, it was an immediate success. It wasn't. But we saw that they were selling at least. So we decided to rent a building, and we had all the permits, and we kind of, I don't know, when I look at the whole thing, it seems like so much work, but we did it over 5 years. So it's where we are today is in a good space, but we're actually looking to move from where we are. So this year, that's our goal. Our plan is to move to a bigger facility. and we've done it before, so it'll just be on a larger scale. So it's I feel like we feel prepared. And yeah, I mean, it was really, it kind of accidentally turned into a business, and we learned as we just we're learning as we go. We don't have mentors. Unfortunately, I wish I did. I know some people have gotten lucky and met a few mentors. Yeah, so we just kind of were moving maybe a little slower than other brands,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't
That's
have
okay.
investors, and yeah, and so
Yeah.
we just kind of we're yeah. So, but
Yeah.
we're doing well. I'm very grateful we're still here because this year's been. I know so many companies that are struggling, so I'm feel
Yep.
very lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's definitely I can relate to it from running Genius Juice for like almost 7 years now, where it's really crawl, walk, run. But I think one thing is they've always really focused in on not expanding too quickly, like we talked about this the other day, and
yeah,
really making sure that you're scaling in a sustainable way so that you can continue to have the product quality, which is by far, I've said this
yeah,
so many times on the show, is number one, and not expanding too much to where you can lose sight and kind of things can spiral out of control when it comes to the
exactly.
quality of your product. So you're moving into a larger facility, you're going to be scaling, you're going to be growing.
Yeah,
The product, I got to say, and you can talk more about it, I think there's such a romance around the product. I'm very picky about what I eat, like very, very picky.
yeah,
In that section, not many organic refrigerated bars, right? A lot of them don't use organic almonds or this or that. That's what attracts me to your
yeah.
product, as it has the USDA organic, seal on here. So tell
Hmm.
us more about like just, you know, who is this product for, right? I'm sure you get this in buyer meetings. Who buys it? When do you eat it?
Yeah,
It's chocolate. People might think it's a candy bar. Like, kind of tell us more about who is this for? This product right here that I'm going to
I
start
don't
eating.
have any of those. That's the thing. I don't have any stats. I don't really have the demographic is, I could say anybody and everybody. When we do shows, I always notice that all kinds of people like them. Old, young, every, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Who is it for? Again, anyone who, some people view it as a dessert. Other people view it as I like the coconut bar, has 9 grams of sugar. So I know it tastes like a candy bar, it looks like a candy bar, but
Mm-hmm.
it has 5 ingredients plus the chocolate, and it's pretty simple, and it doesn't have a ton of sugar. So I
That's
know
me.
some people eat them for
Mm-hmm.
breakfast. I don't,
Breakfast,
but
really. That's
I know some
interesting.
people
I mean,
do.
I love
Yeah,
it. I just love it because it gives you that fix of chocolate and sweetness,
yeah,
and it's like a guilt-free dessert, you know. And I don't,
yeah.
it's low sugar. It tastes great. That's me. Like, I can't go out and have like chocolate bars all day, but this kind of
No,
fills that void for me. So it's awesome.
no. Thank you. I'm
It's freaking
glad.
delicious.
Thank No, and I'm really, again, our category is definitely growing, and there are definitely bars in there, a lot of good products in that category, and I'm pretty sure a good number of them are organic and plant-based and have great ingredients and are good for you. They're a little bit different, I think, we because of the chocolate, and we have I think we're a good addition to the category.
Mm-hmm.
We hold our own. So, and it's been great. It's been great. Initially, when we first started, it was definitely every person I spoke with told us to add preservatives to the bars because
Right.
they wouldn't be able to be sold in grocery stores. Um,
Your
Sorry,
dog
my dog.
agrees with that.
Yeah, yeah. She did.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to just
So,
jump in on. So sorry to
yeah.
interrupt here, but
No, no, no.
the
I got there.
refrigerated bar set, right, has grown so
Yeah.
much, right? Like Perfect
Yeah.
Bar kind of started it
Yeah.
and kicked that off. And the fact
Sure.
that you don't have preservatives, it doesn't, it's not shelf stable. It's kind of scary, right? Not
No.
being, because shelf stable is where all these bars go. So tell us more about the category in general for refrigerated bars, where you think it's going. Seems to be growing, where you're in the right place at the right time.
I think so. I think it's really growing. I see it in conventional really growing. Um, and I'm just so happy and grateful to be part of it. And I think the consumer is getting a little bit more concerned with ingredients and things. Initially, when we first started, like I said, I was making these bars for just my family, and so obviously I didn't put preservatives in them. But when I looked at taking them to market, and I thought, well, I just thought about it, and I just didn't see the point in bringing in another bar. I mean, there were so many bars on the shelf already, so I just thought, well, I don't want to add anything to it to make it last longer. And then if you think about it, food that sits on the shelf for 2 years is kind of one of the not one of it's one of the reasons why people are not well in our
Mm-hmm.
country, society. I mean, I don't know. It's just our food chain supply is there are a lot of things in the food system that I don't think should be there. Other countries, they're illegal in other countries, but here, oh yeah, it's okay here. So, and people don't know necessarily what the people who don't have the time, or I had 2 kids. I had the luxury of not having to work when my kids were little, so I had time. I read stuff, and it worked out that the stuff I found out about, I really didn't think was fair or aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
for, when you're telling your story and about where you are in the market, and I think like there's one resounding message that I hear, that I feel like when talking with you, for entrepreneurs that are watching this right on LinkedIn, we get thousands and thousands of views and people that tune in, is it is
yeah,
possible to come out with a great product that doesn't have preservatives, that's different
yeah,
in the refrigerated set, right? And it's in a small
yeah.
category which is growing. You took a chance before it was really that
Hmm.
big, and now it's growing, and then now you're enjoying that the ride on the wave. But the other thing that's also possible is having your own facility, like, instead of
Yeah,
going to the
yeah,
co-packers. So you have done things
sure.
differently. It may have taken a little longer, right? Like us, it took, five,
Hmm.
6 years to get to where we're at today, but we're starting, it started like this, right? Like with Nellys, then it just starts going like
Yeah,
this because you're
and that,
taking
yeah,
off with the category. So I really,
sure.
yeah, just really commend you for that, and like super
Thank.
impressed by what you have done. And I think this year and next year are going to be probably years where you do more in revenue, these 2 years, and probably the last 5 years combined. Like I can predict that because of
Yeah,
people's mentality about what they are buying. So, what
yeah.
is next for Nellys, right? You're in Sprouts. By the way, just plug. You're in Sprouts nationally. You're in Whole Foods in
Yeah,
4 regions: SoPac, Rockies,
yeah,
NorCal, and Northeast. I know those four because we're in
yeah,
those four as well.
yeah.
Same ones. We're
Exactly.
we're Whole Foods twins. And
That,
so,
that's right.
what is your plan to kind of cross over to the Vons of the world, right? I know you're in pavilions,
Hmm.
crossing over
We're
to
in
the,
pavilions. Yeah,
yep, and then the Costco's
yeah,
of the world, and
sure.
just tell us more about your plans in the next year or two on how do you scale to that size with your own facility.
Hmm. Uh, Costco scares me a little bit. I'm afraid of that volume. Because we produce, and also because I've heard stories about Costco, how you get in, and then if you don't move well, they kick you out. Which it's of course they're right, because if you're not moving product, but then what do you do with all that extra? I don't know. So the Costco thing, I think, is a little bit farther away for us. I'm not going after them yet. I think the conventional, because we're in pavilions, we're talking to a lot of different regions for Albertson Safeway, which is really great, and then Kroger, some Kroger regions,
Mm-hmm.
and
Great fit,
some.
great
So
fit for
yeah,
your
so
product,
more.
by the way. Albertsons and Kroger, I feel.
They they've been great. They've been great. I mean, seriously, we've been. I'm I feel very fortunate because it's the relationships we have with a lot of our buyers are they're just nice people. It's nice. I really I enjoy doing this a lot. My kids are teenagers now, so they don't have a ton of time for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
keeps me busy.
Are you
But
meeting with
it
Rick Cruz at Pavilions? Is that your buyer?
That's my buyer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome guy.
For
He's the
Chris.
one that
Yeah.
brought us in as
He's
well. Yeah,
Yeah, he was so nice. He brought us in. Yeah, he's been awesome. So
yeah.
and yeah, so I just again the whole thing is just feels like it's going in the right direction. It's also I actually when I started making these bars is when I went vegan 14 years ago, and so that's what kind of started this whole thing for me. And so that's also another category that's really grown the plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
Veganism is growing for all kinds of reasons.
Yep.
Nowadays, you can, you know, pick your reason, the environment, the animals, the health. So it's another part of our that I'm really happy to just be in that train.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
move.
it's
It's a
it's
movement
it's
that is has definitely left the station, right? The train. It's like heading. It's the train that's going. It's a perfect metaphor. It's going across
yeah,
the country now. Started in two trains. One
right.
one from New York and one from California, and they're going to the middle, right? They're going to meet in the middle. So good, right?
Yeah,
Good. So
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
it's called 15 minutes of genius. It comes to me, right? It comes to me.
That's good.
Yeah, probably
Just
it's probably the coconut from here, the good fats and the
there you go.
MCTs.
And your coconut water. It's good for
Yeah,
the brain.
exactly
Yeah,
right. So, all right,
yeah.
so let's get into
Oh,
our next segment since we're running out of time here.
yeah,
But it is
yeah.
called Rapid Fire Questions. Rapid Fire
Let's do
Questions.
it.
Yep. All right. I'm actually getting used to this segment. It's cool. It's kind of new, but I think it's cool.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
Oh,
Questions. Answer them as quickly as you can. You have a minute. Let's go.
okay.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
In sync.
They're like 50-50, those two. On
Yeah.
all the times I've asked all the guests. First thing you do when you wake up.
Um, feed my dogs.
Okay, cool. I thought you were going to
Take
say
my dogs out. Take my dogs out.
take your dog. I thought you were going to say have a Nellys bar because you said it's a breakfast item. Just on your bedside, you roll out of bed and then
Yeah, it's
just
just right there. It's
yeah,
right.
it's already open, like pre-open from the night before. You just so movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Step Brothers.
I love that movie. It's
That's
the
my
it's the
favorite
freaking
movie.
Catalina
The
wine mixer.
campaign.
Song you
Oh
can listen
yeah.
to an unlimited amount of times.
Um, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know the name of it. I
September
should know
or
the name of
something.
it. No,
All right,
I
next
don't.
one.
I don't remember it now. Yeah,
Favorite sport to watch?
soccer.
Zoom, Microsoft Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet.
Zoom.
Yeah, I'm partial to that one because I have stocks in their company. So,
Oh,
uh,
I see. That's the only
yeah,
one I know how to use.
yeah, I like it
The
the
others,
best
yeah.
in all honesty. What is your spirit animal?
Yeah. Um, what is what is that? I don't know.
Oh, okay,
What
well,
is the
we'll
spirit animal?
we'll come
I don't know
back
what
to it.
that is.
I'll come back at the end. Window seat or aisle seat?
A bird. Window.
Peanut butter or almond butter?
Peanut butter.
Cool. Which is your number one seller, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, the peanut butter coconut. Yeah. And
Yep.
we have a new peanut butter coming out. I sent it to you.
Oh,
The
you
peanut
did?
butter quinoa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't come in yet. It's probably coming in tomorrow, right? So, very cool.
Oh, oh, the bars that you have are not the ones I sent.
No, they're not. But we'll figure
Oh,
that we'll figure that out later. So,
okay. Okay.
what's a new peanut butter flavor?
Peanut butter with quinoa in it.
Oh, so it's like a crunch.
You'll
I love
It's
that.
got a crunch to it.
Yeah.
It's got 10 grams of protein. Yeah.
Wow. It's like a crunch bar, but it doesn't kill you. It's actually good for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
omnivore, flexitarian, vegetarian, or vegan? You already answered that. You're a vegan.
Vegan.
LeBron James or MJ?
I don't know who. Sorry. Who are they?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They're no one. They're
who-
no one.
are
So,
they basketball
yeah,
players?
only the top two players of all time, but it's okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Sorry.
they were just three back-to-back MJ, and then three more back-to-back championships. LeBron just won for LA, so I'm making you feel bad. Sorry.
Oh, really?
NBA
Okay.
is
Oh,
not your
sorry.
sport. NBA is not your sport. It's all good.
I don't. Yeah.
Ginger or turmeric?
Turmeric.
Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island? You cannot say Genius Juice and you cannot say Nellys.
Favorite food. French fries.
Cool. There you go. No one has
Yeah,
ever said coconut because coconut grows from a tree in a deserted island.
that's true.
No one
I'm
has said that
thinking
yet.
deserted. I don't know.
Yeah.
French.
Think like
Yeah.
Castaway.
Obviously, you're not gonna make French fries. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is rapid fire
Anyway.
questions with the co-founder of Nelly's Organics, Carla. I'm just going to say Carla. So thank
Yes.
you again
Fine.
so much for joining us. Love the bars. Love your
Yeah.
story. Love you. You're amazing.
Thank,
And I wish you a ton of
thank you.
success, a little bit of luck, and a
Same
lot of
for you.
success in 2021 and beyond. So thanks for joining us on 15 Minutes of
Thank
Genius.
you. Same to you, Alex. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Have a wonderful night. Take care.
Okay. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. So that is episode 39 of 15 Minutes of Genius with Carla Spiropulo. And she's with Nelly Organics, available at a Sprouts, Whole Foods, Pavilions near you. Also Wegmans for the East Coasters and Whole Foods out there on the East Coast. So big plug again to Mark Nicholas, Mark at HabitStudios.net. Here's all the information below. It will also be in the comment box. And one last thing. What is it? Stay genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.